We are connecting. I'm just going to give it a minute or so. It's almost 10:30. Hey, Laurel. Hey, Mimi. Hey, Irene. Now I'm really nervous because my coach is online watching. Wow, there's been such a buildup to today, and we spent such a wonderful weekend celebrating our 11-year anniversary. And I was trying not to work, but I knew that Monday was coming up, and I wanted to, promote this as much as possible and get people to hop on and see what working online is all about. And if you are offline, you have a business. And it may be a brick and mortar, it may be a coaching business, and you are watching people online, you're thinking, how the heck can I do that? This is where you need to be today. Because in the next 5 days, I'm going to be sharing how I took my business that was offline for the most part and brought it online. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nat Mayotte. I own a company called Master Your Authentic Voice. I'm live streaming with a streaming service, but I'm also live on Instagram on 2 different devices. So I'm going to give love a little bit everywhere today. So I started a business over 5 years ago, and it really resulted from being going on a holiday, and 9 months later, we had a beautiful daughter. And I knew I just could not stay in a corporate job 9 to 5 and rush like a mad person. And I know there's a lot of you that probably relate to that whole chicken rat race, that we call in corporate. So Master Your Authentic Voice was born out of that. The joy, hey, Monica, the joy that I get from helping people speak their truth, really master their own voices, because at the end of the day, who you are, what you sell, or what you have to share is important. It has value and it's unique. And that's what I want to bring to you, is that you bring out the uniqueness when you share online. So being online is not a novelty. Let's be honest. It's not something we just, created this year. However, I had a client about 3 or 4 years ago, and she was living in Montreal. So Montreal is an island. Let's just put it this way. I was living on this end of the island, and she lived at this end. Now, in that point in my business, I probably did not give myself enough credit, did not charge enough. And she wanted me to show up in her place of business every time we met. This was like, I was doing more driving than I was anything else, any coaching. And that really, really disturbed me. The one day I asked her, let's just meet on Zoom. We'll just meet on Zoom and do the session that way. And we were prepping for an opening. She had a salon, and she wanted to prepare a speech, to thank people who had supported her and the opening of this salon. We prepared for weeks. The one day I wanted to meet with her online because I just couldn't get to her place in the East End of Montreal. She spent literally half of the session online like this, with her face covered. She was mortified to talk about who she was and and we weren't even like live. We were simply, Mimi, the paradigm of in-person meetings. She didn't even want to talk just to me online. That to me is a problem. And what I want to share today is really about getting comfortable or getting uncomfortable and then being able to be comfortable. Having the skill set to at least show up and share those few things that are important in your business that you want your clients to know about. Does that make sense? Wouldn't it seem so simple to just show up, say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and I want to share it with you? And for me, it really started, and If you're just hopping on, make sure you say hi. If you're I'm streaming with LinkedIn right now. So if you're on LinkedIn and you're watching, say hi. I see the comments on Instagram. So thanks to everybody. And the next 5 days are really going to be about that journey I've taken to land right here. And as I was getting ready for this morning, my husband says, how come you're not giving them the $1 million view? And I said, we need to wait for the $1 million view. I promise as the week goes on, the $1 million view will come up. But really, this whole idea of going from offline to online blew up in 2020. Wouldn't you agree? Things shifted enormously online. But as I prepared for this 5-day live stream and I was being coached, for some reason, I thought that I wasn't showing up online. I mean, I was showing up, but I didn't think it was in that same respect. And I really wanted to create something that I could help people from where I am. So my husband and I made a huge decision this year, and we have moved to a tropical island. And I promise I'm going to share more about that story, and that will come Friday. So today we're going to talk about, how I embraced online way before the pandemic happened. And I'm not taking like full credit, but I realized as I reminisced, I really was working online before the pandemic hit, and it was completely natural to me. I took notes because, I had to prepare. Tomorrow we're going to look at how online global connections impacted my business. After that, one of my favorites, I have to say, I think I was one of the only coaches that boasted about that opportunity, but I checked off a huge one on my bucket list in 2020. On day 4, I'm going to share a bit of a passion project and a piece of my business that I created about 6 years ago, the Teen Talk program, and how it pivoted online. And last but not least, Friday, you can join me and learn more about how, if a year ago you had told me this is where I would be right now, I would have laughed in your face. I would have completely laughed in your face because there's just no way that I would have thought this is where I'd be sitting right now. And for Monica who's tuning in, I promise I'll decorate the backdrop here. Okay, so I shared a little bit about that client and that feeling she had, that feeling of just the thought, even pictures. I know she wouldn't even post pictures of herself online. And I really only started realizing the power of video and the offline and how you can reach people when I started promoting. I had that Teen Talk program, and I mentioned earlier, I started doing short videos to say, hey, the Teen Talk program's going to be on. And they were short, like just 30 seconds. And you would think that in the business that I'm in, of helping people with public speaking, presentations, but guess what? I get nervous too. I actually messaged a friend right before we got on and said, the nerves are hitting. But did my makeup, put on a cute dress, feeling it. And that's what it's about. It's about doing the things that will help you show up. It was an easy transition for me last year. It really was. I was meeting business owners online before the pandemic hit simply because of location. Think about it. You have a business right now. And, I have a couple of clients who are situated in different parts of the province of Quebec, but they're able to help people across the province, across the country, and even internationally. So imagine if your business, wherever you're from, and you could reach through the screen and bring that person over to you, how would that feel? So when I wanted to meet with business owners that were not nearby, where we could go do that local coffee. And let me tell you, those coffee dates they take a little bit of time. You have to get there. You have to order the coffee. You have to you have the coffee. Hey, Crystal, then you have to do the talk. And this is even with clients, right? And I am the biggest social butterfly on this planet. But let me tell you, when I discovered this, I didn't want to go out anymore. I actually stopped doing coffee dates and I started suggesting that we meet on Zoom. And a couple of people thought, they're like, what do you mean you want to meet on Zoom? I said, well, we could just do our meeting on Zoom. You can stay home. I can stay home. You can still share your information with me. You can still share maybe a PowerPoint or a document that actually, um, explains what you do or what you need to share. That is a possibility. I mean, I'm going to be quite transparent. I hired a trainer who lives in my home country, is nowhere near me, and we meet once a week and we have discussions. And this week I'm feeling better, so we're probably going to be doing a workout together. Anything is possible. Embracing this whole idea of being online can be magical. So I'm sure some of you are saying, Natalie, I cannot do this. This is like impossible for me to get online. How do I get comfortable doing this? Well, it definitely takes a lot of practice. And you have to start somewhere. And this is not new information, right? This is not anything. You need to exercise, you have to start somewhere. You want to get online, you have to start somewhere. But the transformation of going offline to online can create a shift in your business that will empower you, maybe your employees. You will become more comfortable and want to serve more. We were taught in another time that you could only serve the people either over the phone or in person. And the pandemic proved to us that we could do otherwise. It proved it to us. The only reason we have created what we've created is because of an opportunity. You have the same opportunity to show up with me online. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. This is the time. If you happen to catch this after, please give me a hashtag replay and drop your questions at that point. That way I will be able to answer them a little bit later in the day. I have so many things I want to share, but there's 4 more days of going live and sharing that. When I started my business at Master Authentic Voice, I had one vision. And in 6 years, it really has evolved. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that I'm taking now to see that evolution and to really focus in on those people who want to come here online and take their space. Wise people all around me have shared there's room for everybody. Don't think that there's not room for you. There is room for you. I even had a little bit of imposter syndrome last week and thought, who am I to get online and talk about this? But there's room. And the uniqueness of what can be created online is very simple. If you ask any of my friends or my family or my husband, they'll tell you, I love to talk. And I think there's such an art form to that talking. So once again, my name's Nat Mayat. I own Master Authentic Voice. I have a 5-day live stream going this week. Today really was about that whole idea of embracing that online opportunity, about taking your business offline. And you are probably very comfortable in that offline position because that's what we know. I'm suggesting that you push the boundary and see what could happen online. And if you're on the fence, I swear I will hold your hand virtually and I will jump off with you to make that happen. There's a framework that can be used very simply to get you started. And the cameras and the tech, these are just minor things. Your message and the value that you have are way, way more important. So start today with a short video and tell us who you are and what you do and why you love what you do. That you know. You know that. You don't even have to worry about it because your clients are out there. They are, and they're waiting for you. So this is day one. I can't believe I'm getting through it. And as nervous as I could have been, I am more excited than anything in the world. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Again, drop your comments, drop your questions, and if you want to know anything else, please DM me. I will make sure to answer you later in the day. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting me 1000%. I love all of you and have an extremely, extremely beautiful day. Bye for now.